This is the reading for all the star signs. We take a look at the overarching energies for the week. So the main theme that will be running through this week for everybody, obviously it'll play out slightly differently in each of your life stories, or there'll be different people that are involved. You'll see there's a recurring theme that has been playing out over the last few weeks. It's almost as if there's this crescendo of energy building. And I think that's what led me to putting the fireworks in the background, as well as your first card coming out as the fireworks. There's definitely a very strong feeling of that. It's as if the readings over the last, I'd say, almost 3 weeks have been building up to these fireworks. They've been sort of gathering and they're going to explode in this myriad of colors and people and situations. So that first card says fireworks. And my particular translation for this card, as you know, Helga and I created this deck, is that things suddenly take off very unexpectedly, quite often in a direction that you hadn't anticipated. But it is a good feeling card, this. Obviously, as humans, we prefer having situations we can anticipate. We prefer not having great big surprises. But ultimately, this is a good card. It is about a good culmination of things. It is about a good fireworks. Although at first, as I said, being humans, we prefer to know what's coming, don't we? So I picked a clarifier card for this so I could give you some idea of what's coming. And this card is about something that's institutionalized in your life. So for some of you, this is definitely where marriage is concerned, because that is an institution. For some of you, it's a long-term situation that's an institution in your life. So that can be family, it can be your career. It's something that is very traditional, very structured, very ordered. So that's why I sort of think some of you, marriage will be involved, some of you, career will be involved, and some of you, it's definitely your family that will be involved. So there's something that just sort of takes off on Monday in a big way, unexpected way, leaves you sort of taken aback at the fact that it's so sudden, but it's good. It's really good. Now, if we take a look at what the next energy says, now you have time out. So I think what that is about is that this is a situation that has been building to a crescendo, and you've probably been a bit anxious about it. You've probably been waiting for it. You could feel this was coming, or you yourself orchestrated this situation. Even if you were just thinking a lot about it, you orchestrated it. And finally, there's this release. And always after this release, we kind of feel that sigh, like, whew, now I can take a breath. It's that moment just before things start moving off again that you get that little bit of time out. And I'd say this is probably around about Tuesday, that you can just sit back, have a look at what happened. Nothing much happens, then you get time to think about it. Now, Wednesday, that Don Juan card comes up, and that's just been coming up in the readings constantly, hasn't it? Especially these weekly readings. Now, that card for me was all about a transient energy. Now, when I picked a clarifier for it, you actually got a person. This is a man or a strong male energy. And your general feeling is that this person is just going to waft in and out of your life or drift in and out of your life. They're not here for a long time. But the very strong feeling I get with this card is that's your impression of this person. And you're perhaps not entirely correct with that impression, because the clarifier card speaks about someone patiently waiting for you to recognize that they're going to stick by you. So this is your career. This could be somebody you work with, or it could be somebody new coming into your life that you work with. And you kind of think, oh, well, they're just going to be here for a while, but they're not. They're going to be sticking around. If it's somebody new you're meeting, you maybe don't take them seriously because you think, well, this will just be a one-night stand, or this will just be fun, or whatever. But you might be proved a little bit wrong on that. So you're going to have to wait that out and see. And for those of you that are married, and this is perhaps your partner or somebody in your family, they're actually going to prove to you that they have more staying power than what you anticipated. Now, if we look at the next set of cards, it's Jackal and Wolf and Soulmate. So it's definitely a case of somebody behaving in a way that is uncharacteristic, somebody behaving in a way that you're not used to them behaving. But there's no negative cards in this entire reading. So the surprise, the something that they do, the unexpected, is in a good way. And what they do at first may seem very unexpected and perhaps even a huge surprise to you, but it's in a good way. And you're going to need to adjust your thinking or your view of this person, because they're going to be behaving in a way that has you really but pleasantly surprised. This is soulmate energy because that card comes through again. So there's definitely a soulmate coming in for those of you that have been waiting a really long time. This person that comes in, for you at first you're going to think, oh no, this isn't the person. This is just, like I said, a transient person, a one-night stand, or someone that really doesn't have staying power. But this card is saying this is actually soulmate energy. And I think even regardless of me saying this in the reading, you're still going to be feeling that way about the person, but they're going to prove themselves to have that staying power that you didn't anticipate they're going to have. And those final two cards, your timing, and I picked the clarifier, which is it comes in very suddenly, unexpected news. Timing is all about this is when it was all planned up to happen. So even though you've been waiting a long time for this, if it's in your career, if it's in your family life, it's in your relationship life, some part of you has been waiting a very long time for this situation to occur. And you may even have forgotten about it by now because you've waited that long. But timing is everything. And now the time has finally arrived for all those energies to come together and culminate in those fireworks, for someone to surprise you with what they do and what they say in a really good way, but it was the last thing you expected. And that little clarifier card always speaks about news coming in very unexpectedly, very suddenly, being delivered to you very suddenly and unexpectedly. And that rainbow says inevitably it is good news, regardless of how you feel about it at that moment it comes in, because of it being a surprise. It is ultimately really for the better. It's going to be good news. So that's something to look forward to. Definitely, I would say the timing of the entire situation sort of coming to that head would be towards the end of the week, although at the beginning of the week that ball starts rolling downhill really, really fast. You're going to see as soon as Monday, as quickly as Monday, this is now really starting to happen. Right, I do hope you enjoyed that reading. If you'd like a personal or private reading or that incredible soulmate reading, which for this week, for those of you searching for soulmates, would definitely be useful. It is a beautiful reading. You can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you can book a reading via the website. I will put the links in the description box below. I want to thank you guys for watching and listening and commenting and liking and subscribing, and those of you that share, thank you very much.